So I've been wanting to do this project for some time now. This shelving unit I actually picked up about 5 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago at Aldi's. I saw it on sale and I said, you know what, I could use this in my storage pantry area. So I picked it up. And then when it came around time to actually go ahead and do this project, I actually looked at my room and I was like, you know what? I could probably get one more shelf unit in this area. So I went to Home Depot. They were having a Labor Day sale. Yes, it's been a while. And they had this really nice shelving unit that was rated for 1,000 pounds for per shelf. The other one was only like 250, 260, somewhere around there. So, but I already had one. So I thought it would match, it would be fine. So now I'm thinking, oh, this one, 1,000 pounds, I could get a lot more stuff in there. I'm pretty sure I could fit one more shelving unit in there. And so I bought it. I thought this project was going to take 3 days, take a long weekend on the holiday and do it. No, it took a good part of a week and a half to get it all done. So this is what it started out at the beginning looking like. The first two shelving units were crammed full of home canned everything. And as you can see, the rest of the room is with store-bought stuff. I have 5-gallon buckets. I've got water. I've got honey. I've got everything under the sun is just stacked on top of the other. Not good, not good, not good. I needed to get this sorted out as quickly as possible because after doing all this work, you really don't want to be losing food because you had to stack it 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 cases high. And that's what I had to do because I really did not have room to put anything in here. Not that I lost anything, thank God, knock on wood. But I was stacking my cases about 5 high. So the first thing I did was to move everything out. And I thought I could just slot my two shelving units on the opposite side. And as that went along, it didn't work. So I put everything out in the rest of the basement. And as you can see, it is quite a bit. I had to move this. Yes, I had help, but still. It was a lot of work, and I am not even finished. I've got so much to do. So this is the shelving unit that I bought, the one that's rated 1,000. So I'm going to get that set up and start getting it in place where I want it. So I got pretty much everything else cleared out of the room, and once I did that and swept the floor, I decided, as you can see, it is not the best, it's what I have. I decided to paint. Add another project to my list. Yep. I don't know why this back room, you can't really tell. It looks tan, but it's actually pink. My basement is white. Why they have a pink area, I'm not sure. Maybe they ran out of paint and didn't want to buy anymore. But yeah, this back room is pink. And I decided to go with the gray because the gray matched the white. And the gray came in the smaller gallon size. The white was out at my store and I didn't feel like going all over the place. So I went with the gray. And I think it looks nice. And it will help with the areas that don't have any paint on them at all, that look like it was never painted. So while I'm finishing up the painting, hubby is going to get my shelving unit put together and help me get it into the room where I want it. Thing pretty much painted up. My shelves are leveled. I've added 2 more shelves, one more black one which I got from Aldi's probably 2 or 3 months ago, and the other one, actually the old one which is in the corner now, came from Aldi's originally. So I just got another one of those when I saw them on clearance. And then this one is the one I got from Home Depot, the one that was $169. Be still my heart. And then I painted it gray in here, get rid of that ugly pink. And this is my original shelf. When we first moved here 8 years ago, and the first year I did the garden, which was that we moved in December, that next spring was our first garden that I planted here. And when I got this shelf pretty much full of tomato products and peppers and meat and beans and stuff, I was so proud of myself. And I'm like, yes, I'm on my way. And then I quickly outgrew the one shelf. That's why I moved to a second shelf. And I've had that second shelf now for 7 years. And now I'm expanding it because, yeah, it is definitely outgrew, as you saw from the previous clips, outgrew those 2 shelves. So that I am so happy to get the rest of these shelves, and I might put another one here. I have another small one upstairs that I can repurpose, and hopefully it won't be too crowded in here because I still want to do my water here on a pallet. So we'll see how this goes so I can access that quickly, and I'll give you a full tour once I'm filled up everything and everything's back in its place. All, well, I wouldn't say all neat, but relatively organized. And I left that space down there. I'm actually gonna put you'll see, probably some sugar and some honey, something I'm not gonna access very often. It's gonna be for SHTF happens, and that's like the last of the sweetener we have, and we have to use it. So that's why I'm gonna put it back there, kind of out of the way for long-term storage. So that's what we have so far. I'm so liking it, and yeah, I'm gonna get to filling up these shelves and organizing everything. And a pro tip, those little clips that come in, if you can see, these are the little plastic spaces that come in these racks. My floor is so uneven here, so I was able to put these under and shimmy it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but they have the little spacers that come in the packages. So I use those to put underneath the floor to kind of level it out and help. But those have the screw legs, so they're really easy to level. And this one, I just leveled with a piece of wood because my floors are very uneven down here and I had to level it that way. So let's get to putting the food back into the shelves. So just another quick look at my semi-blank slate. I am so happy with how it turned out. I am so ready to get these shelves filled up and get this project done and over with. So I get back to preserving food. And the first cases are in. Woohoo! I am on the way. And these shelves here went pretty quickly. These are my home canned items. I pretty much put them right back where they were, just expanded them to the next shelf a little bit and organized them a little bit better, getting the rest of the ones that were sitting on the floor on top of each other onto the shelves. And when I say floor, I mean pallet or strips of wood. Nothing was ever directly in contact with the concrete. Nothing at all.
It was at this moment that she knew
there wasn't enough shelf space. This is what I have left to put into this room. This was not going to fit on that one shelf. So what did I have to do? I went and bought another one. So it's Monday now, and I've been at this since Friday, Thursday, and yeah, I'm still thinking I could knock this out today. It was not to be. Nope. I worked pretty much the whole day and still didn't get it done. So over the next couple of days, I worked on getting these items into the cold room, as I lovingly call it. And what you can see behind me is about 3 or 4 stacks of home canned items that I also need to get into the room. And my 5-gallon buckets I need to get organized, as well as some other odds and ends that I had that I'm not going to be putting back into this cold room. So just a little intermission before I show you the grand reveal. This is my freezer, my chest freezer. We've never had one before. This is a first for us. And I have jam-packed it full. I wish I would have picked a bigger one. And my husband was like, you should go with a big one. I was like, no, I don't need it. I'll just go with this. Actually, this is the size up from the actual 2 smallest ones. So it's like the 3rd size up. So if you're thinking about doing a deep freezer, go with the bigger size. Take it from me. You will probably need it. Take it from me. And all of this meat is from our local rancher. Check out your local resources. The final reveal. Yeah. I want to say first and foremost, please excuse the lighting. I'm not going to put any extra lighting in here so you can see. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It seems pretty bright. So, yeah, this is what it looks like. And I have so much more of my garden. As you saw, the tomatoes out of my freezer's got to be done. I've got tomatoes in my kitchen. I've got carrots already canned up on my counter. I've got, what else do I have up there? Something that I did on the weekend. Green, quesadilla? No. What was that called? Enchilada sauce. Green enchilada sauce. Oh my goodness. I've done so many different things over this last weekend. It's crazy. But yeah, I did a couple of canning sessions, got all my carrots from the garden, canned up, and some green enchilada sauce done up, and every shelf, my very first shelf I ever had in this room. When my first year canning, my first year gardening, my first year canning, my harvest from the garden, I filled this up and I had, I think, one shelf of meat. That was it. Or maybe 2 shelves of meat. And I was so proud of myself. All done. There was always juice on the top. I never had any canned things up there, but there was always juice on the top. But I was so proud of myself. Completely filled with tomato sauce, pasta sauce, stewed tomatoes, everything you name it. I probably had something on here. Jams and jellies and meats, beans down the bottom. Proud of myself. Now that 3 of these, I want to say they're 24 wide by 18, 16, 18 deep. So let's just get into it. So this is my area of home canning, and then over this side is the like store-bought stuff. So up the top we keep sodas and juices. We don't drink a lot of it. I do and make up jams, and we drink it from time to time. Yeah, so probably 4 things come down off of this shelf to drink a year. So yeah, and the rest I just can up for jams and jellies and that sort of thing. My next shelf, I lay mostly before the family that comes down here and grabs stuff for me while I'm cooking, so they can kind of know where things are. I mean, I know where everything is because I put it in the shelves, but they don't really because they didn't help. And yeah, so that's why I label much to help them find where stuff is. So this is my tomato section. I have stewed tomatoes here. I have diced tomatoes. This has basil in it from last year's garden. This is some pickled green tomatoes that we did, I think, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2019. Don't like them like that, but I found them. I had quite a bit that year that didn't ripen. It got really cold early in the season, so we had a lot of green tomatoes left. This year we don't have so many, but I found that green salsa recipe that we love, and that's what I've been doing with my green tomatoes ever since then. We don't like them like this. I tried them on salads and different things, and we just really don't like them, so I won't ever count them that way again. I will make green salsa, and we love green salsa. Here is some more. This is just diced tomato with some basils in it from the garden. I think this is from last year. Yep, last year's garden. This is some tomato juice and some more stewed tomatoes. Oh no, this is red salsa. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Red salsa and then green. Sign right there that I put there to help me, and I still can't see it. Yeah, so salsa and tomato products all there. Next shelf down is meats. I have ham. There's pork, which is like the same thing. But anyway, chicken. And then over here I have hamburger. There's more chicken there. Then I have turkey. And then finally beef. So one shelf, sort of. I had them top and bottom before, but shelf of meat. Down here I have broth and tomato juice. Now, why is that tomato juice up here? I don't know. Anyway,
I have to straighten things out, obviously, already. So all these are just broths, and as well as tomato juice. So chicken broth, beef broth, ham broth, whatever broth, veggie broth. I've done it, and it's living on that shelf right there. Down the bottom is beans, all kinds of beans. I've got red beans, black beans, navy beans, chili beans. I did, down here, I did Boston baked beans. They turned out okay. They were all right.
If I ever do them again, I will tweak the recipe ever so slightly because...
I'm here with my creaky knees. See how that is so dry? Yeah, I don't like that. So, yeah, if I ever do this again, which I probably will because we really do like the taste, I will definitely put some more liquid in here. Here are my water glass eggs. You can see. So that taking those bad ones out and changing the water, not washing my eggs, but just changing the water has worked so far. So that's good. This is the chicken chili, curry chicken chili, chili verde, chicken chili verde, and that chicken and gravy that I just did probably about a week ago now, week and a half. So I uploaded that video. And then some soups that I made. We really don't eat too much soups this way. I'll make soups out of just the general ingredients, but somebody to come down and actually pull a soup from here, we don't do that very often. So those have lasted a while. I probably did them about 2 years ago, so they have lasted a while. So back up here on the next shelf, I have juices and some vinegar and just some energy drinks, just in case somebody's sick and we have to hydrate. I have those there. And on the next shelf down, there is some peppers, cowboy candy, just some regular peppers that I had a bumper crop of peppers back in 2019. Last year, they were okay, but I used them for other things like making pasta sauce and that kind of stuff. And because I had quite a bit of these. And these are just in water, so I can pretty much put them in anything. And then I have some caramelized onions here. These are peppers, just in a different half-pint container. You can see. That's from 2021. So that's that. These are all our caramelized onions. Here is celery. There are actually 3 things of celery. Last year's crop was really good. And so we have quite a bit left over. Thank goodness, because this year's celery crop was terrible. So yeah, we're glad to have this because I use a lot of celery, especially in the wintertime, soup, stews, that kind of stuff. I use that for. So down here, you already saw the meats. The beef, I'm running low on. I usually like to have 2 cases of each, but apparently, because the prices of everything, I do have in the freezer that I could can up. I mean, if I had to, if the lights went out and my freezer was in danger of defrosting and I was going to lose that meat, I would can up everything that's in there. I have enough jars set aside for the things that are in my freezer. But this is the beef I have canned up. There's 1 case left. I don't like to be that low, but that's what it is right now. This is turkey. Those lids I was trying out, they seem to be holding, and so I do have a backup for those in case I can't find lids, because it's coming increasingly hard to find these regular mouth and wide mouth lids. So having these Tatler lids on hand that I can reuse, that's a good thing. The hamburger, not quite. It's 2 and it's a little bit more. We probably use more hamburger than any other meat that we have. So that's good to have. Now down here is my jams and jellies. There's grape, there's strawberry, there's peach, there's blueberry, there's also caramel apple butter jam, apple. There's apple butter down here and some things. Apricot jam, cob jelly. Is probably our most used. There's some monkey butter. That's probably so old. I had a recipe that I did probably, I want to say about 5 years ago. That is probably 1 or 2 jars left of that. And then some peach jam. I wanted to see really how long it would last. And it's probably about 5 years old. Probably longer than that. No, it is longer than that because I did it before I moved to this house and moved it here. So it's probably about 8, 9 years old. Wow. Maybe I should try it to see if it's still good. What do you think? But I looked at it and the seal's still holding and it looks kind of dark, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of sweet and we like to put it on say vanilla ice cream and that sort of stuff, which we don't have very often because we don't eat a lot of ice cream in my house because I'm lactose intolerant, and yeah, I just don't do that very often. So we have other desserts that I like. And down here is just homemade simple syrups. There is watermelon, strawberry, watermelon mint. That's what this is. There's strawberry, just a simple syrup, and blueberry. This is what is this? Apple. I don't know. Okay, I know what it is. Applesauce. That's what that is. Maybe I should put a sign instead of syrup here and put applesauce. That's the last of my applesauce. I have apples, something else that is up in my kitchen to be processed. I have apples there to be processed. So I will be making some more applesauce because we do like that. And I showed you this shelf down here. So on my last shelf, up here, cream. Just cans of cream, sweetened condensed milk, and just regular evaporated milk. Then I have some shelf-stable milk there. And then over here is the milk that I canned up. So some what I call evaporated milk. And there in the corner is my apple cider vinegar and regular distilled vinegar. Here is some more of that milk that I canned up. Here is butter, which I'm glad I have because butter is so expensive nowadays. If I had to buy this butter now, I don't think I would do it. And there's also some lard and some tallow down there, which we don't use this often, but it's there if we need it. So all of this is butter. And I actually think this is butter too. Yeah, this is butter as well. These two are butters. Yep, that is butter. I thought it was my milk, but it is not. So those two cases there are butter, and this is all the milk I have, and this is just the store-bought milk up here. So down here is my veggies. I don't do a lot of home canned veggies because I like it in the cans better. Just for me, just personally. My garden hasn't done very well for this sort of stuff, and yeah, it's what it is. I haven't been able to grow a whole lot of it, and what I did grow, I did can. These are some carrots, some kale and spinach, some potatoes and squash, carrots, all the way back. There's 2 cases of carrots. That's what I did. I had a whole lot of, so yeah, we can grow carrots pretty good. Down the next one is pie filling. Actually, that is pickles. You can't really see it because it's kind of dark in here. This is some brine just for pickling stuff. Then I have some bread and butter pickles, and this is some sweet relish that I did. And that's all the cases down there. Sweet relish and pickled bread and butter pickle, that kind of thing. Next shelf down is pie filling. There's apple, there is blueberry, and there is peaches. We also have some regular peach canned, as well as my pineapples that I did. They're down there as well. So any fruits, it's in this shelf right here. And down the bottom, I have honey. There is 3 5-pound buckets of sugar. And then in the very back there, the tippy back there, you can see the top of it. That's a 60-pound, 5-gallon bucket of honey. And then we have 6 of the half gallons right here also of honey, and that's my local honey from my area. So let's kind of be quick about this because I think my battery is going to die. So here we have peanut butter. This is all going to be the commercial, like store-bought stuff. None of my home canned stuff is here. So up the top we have peanut butter. My favorite peanut butter, the Target brand. We have some that I caught on special at Kroger. There's some more peanut butter. And all the way along, 2 cases, actually 2 cases in front, 2 cases in back, 2, 4, 6. So that's 12 cases of chicken. And we also have 2 underneath this peanut butter. Down here, we have chicken as well. There's 2 cases in front and 2 cases in the back. So there's 8 cases more there. Then I have some of that great value pulled pork here. This is all my sort of fish area. There is tuna fish, sardines, and some salmon. And then in the back of there, there's this canned ham, and then some Spam, the knockoff luncheon meat Spam, and then some Vienna sausages. And in the back there, you see the Keystone. If we get that far, then yeah, things have gone really bad and we've eaten through everything else. Yeah, that's going to be like the last of the last of the last that we break into is that Keystone, and then some TVP in the back there. Down here is pasta sauces, all different kinds, marinara sauce, traditional. There's some tomato, basil, and garlic back there. All kinds of different pasta sauces, as well as the ones in the can. They have tomato sauce. I like to have this laid out like this. Like, I didn't have it laid out like this before, and I thought I had a lot of stuff. But once I laid it out like this, I can actually see exactly what I had and what I needed to get. Because, seriously, 4 things of tomato paste ain't gonna cut it. And that's all I had. And I thought I had a lot. But apparently I didn't. So that's something I needed to stock up on. Crushed tomatoes, same thing. There's 2, 4, 6 of these. Not a whole lot. So, yeah. These fire roasted tomatoes, they're nice too, but I don't know if you can see that. I just bought this not even a week ago, and see how rusty that label, that thing, that top is already. This doesn't expire until, let me see if I can see. I don't know if you can see that, but it says 2024. So this has got another 2 plus years on it, because it's December, I believe. September. So, yeah, 2 more years on that, and it's already going rusty. So how long was this sitting wherever I got it from? And I just got these. Because I couldn't find them for a while, so I bought a case when I could find them. And I didn't really look at them. I'm looking at the expiration dates more than, say, the top of these. So you really should be looking at not only expiration dates, but the condition of your actual cans. Then over here, some more diced tomatoes. These are the ones with basil, garlic, and oregano in them. And then on the side there, you can't see it, but there's stewed tomatoes and my strained tomatoes that I got from my Azure order. Then down here is all the fruits. So many fruits. This one on the end is a mix. What I do is I take a case of each and I mix it and I'll put it right here. And then when I tell somebody to come and grab a thing of fruit from the basement, then they grab that and it's already mixed. So I'm not bringing up just one case of, say, pears and one case of peaches. It's all mixed. And they like to eat different things. Just having the same thing day in, day out. There's some mandarin oranges right there that we don't use very often. I use them for my smoothies. There's some peaches up the top. Pears, and they go all the way back. There are 3 high in the back and however many high in the front. There is peaches there. There's 1 peach there because it couldn't fit there. And then over the back there, I don't know if you can see it because it's really dark back there. But anyway, it's back there. And that is mixed fruit. And then down the bottom is all my veg, corn, carrots, and they're 3 high as well. Got mushrooms up the top, green beans down the bottom, sweet peas, and way in the back there is mixed veggies. I put over in the back what I don't use very often. Like mixed veg, we don't use very often. And stewed tomatoes, I'd rather use this one that has all the other herbs and stuff in it instead of like the stewed tomatoes, because I just feel it's whatever. I have to add less spices, so it helps me out. That's why I push that towards the back, and I put up the front what I use the most of. So if that makes sense. So over here is the last shelf, and I got these shelves on sale. Oh, Home Depot. Up here is coffee. And it goes back 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes back 4 and they're 2 high. So coffee, more coffee. And we have enough coffee here for a year. The way hubby drinks it, it might not be enough, but it's for a year. I have some coffee creamer, some instant coffee, some more creamer up here, and then some like Kool-Aid, drink mix, that sort of thing, some liquid IV. I've been drinking this, and it's pretty good. And yeah, so I got a couple of those at Target. They weren't terribly expensive, so yeah. I got some protein shakes. There's chocolate, and there's vanilla back there. I think there's like 2 of each back there. So 2 chocolate, 2 vanilla. And down here I have more peanut butter because I love peanut butter. This is Skippy. Yeah, got that on sale. There's some peanut butter powder. And there's some more, you can't really see it, Target brand peanut butter. And I don't know if you can see it back there, you can. But I store my seeds down here. It's nice and cool. So, yeah, I don't have room in my freezer or my fridge for that. So, there it gets stored. It's cool. So, here we have some lime juice. And in the back, there is some lemon juice. And then here are all my, well, not all, but some of my sort of 30, 20 plus year food. Here's like the entrees, what I call them, like the sort of full meals. Fruit, and then some more full meals. And then in the back there is some like veggies, I don't know, carrots and that sort of thing. There's my lemon and lime powder. Then here are just some spices, some garlic, onion, peppers, and then peppers. Down here we have pancake syrup, some corn syrup, the dark one, the light one, molasses, and we make candy out of this, so that's why we keep that. We don't use it a lot, but when we do, we like to have it on hand. Molasses, maple syrup, honey, more honey, baking soda, baking powder, more like my baking section here. Anything I have to do with baking, except for my yeast, which I keep in my freezer. Cornstarch. There's cornstarch back there. Pumpkin. Now, I got this and didn't realize I was picking up pumpkin pie mix. This has all the spices and everything in it. This one is just pumpkin. It's nothing other than pumpkin, whereas this has spices in it. So I'll have to, like if I wanted to make something else with my pumpkin and not actual pumpkin pie, not have all the spices in it, like maybe for I don't know, a side for dinner maybe, then I don't want all the spices in it, then yeah, or maybe even like a soup, to turn that into a soup. I don't want like, you know, pumpkin pie spice, allspice and cinnamon and all that necessarily in that. And I didn't realize I was picking up that until I actually had it and was doing this. Here's some Crisco, some big things of Crisco, some little blocks of Crisco. This is my coconut oil section. Have quite a bit of coconut oil. And then my olive oil, there's about 4 bottles of that. So we don't use a whole lot of oil in my house other than the coconut oil. And I think this should be enough to last us a year. When I think about it, how much we use, yeah, if we use this would be more than enough to last us a year. And the next shelf down is condiments. We have
Soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, sweet and sour sauce, different sauces, teriyaki sauce, all sorts of different
general
sauces.
sauce, chicken there. There's some steak sauce. It's just whatever sauces we use, I'll put them there. Condiment.
Ketchup.
Honey. I love honey barbecue sauce, but I usually make it myself. But just in case, I got a couple of those. So, just some barbecue sauce, not a whole lot of them. Mayonnaise, something we use quite a bit of and has gone through the roof. I remember when there's $2 and something change, and now it's $4 and change for this brand. And I was like, wow. And Walmart brand is $3 and change. I was like, oh, do I bite the bullet? But I got a couple because, and you'll see, you saw in my haul earlier from Kroger, they were on sale, $2.49, and I stocked up on them. So I got some sweet relish. I think these came from BJ's, the bigger bottles. And there's mustard back there and
Other condiments and oils and vinegars
that I keep there for making dressings and stuff. I know it's dark and you can't see it, but it's there, believe you me. And then here I just have some of the canned ready-to-eat sort of pastas and Chef Boyardee and that kind of stuff. And here is stewed tomatoes, wow. Beef stew, and then that chicken and dumplings is back there. So I have a couple of those. Down here on the last shelf is potatoes. There are 3 cases of potatoes, and these are quarts. There's 3 cases of those there. We have some energy drinks here, and those in the middle. And then on this side is chicken, and there's 2 quarts of chicken, and actually the other case up there is actually potatoes. So 2 cases of quart chicken, and then a case of potatoes up the top. And then, last but not least, just before you come in the door, is my water section. Now we have water in a couple of
Areas of
the house and out of.
this is the area we are drinking out of.
We are
first.
pulling from that we drink. I got another case of this. We like this, so yeah. This came from BJ's. I like this seltzer water, and I like to have it every now and then. I'm not drinking it every single day. And some drink mixes. They're like the single serving you just put in the water bottles, and drink mixes. So that is my cold room that I lovingly call it, redone, and I'm loving it. And my 5-gallon buckets are in another location, as well as my wheat berries and all that other stuff. I just store in another location, not here, because there was really no room for it. I would have liked to have it all in the same place, but there was no room for it. So yeah, so that's what my pantry, lovingly called my cold room, looks like now.
So these are just a couple of clips of other areas we actually store our 5-gallon buckets, as well as some other essential items we have for prepping, just to give you a couple of ideas of how you can store your items as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos.